Mumbai, the financial capital of our country, has received incessant rainfall, which has resulted into widespread waterlogging in various parts of the city. The BMC has said that Mumbai has recorded over 300 mm of rainfall in various places, which has disrupted the lives of locals. Few train and bus services have also been cancelled, and schools and colleges have been closed today in order to avoid inconvenience to students. NDRF has also been deployed in various parts of the city, and Disaster Management Authority has been kept on an alert. Meanwhile, Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Eknath Shinde, has also chaired a review meeting to discuss the floods situation. Now, this is, of course, an episode that happens every year. Although the metropolis has been expanding at a fast pace, Mumbai has certainly not got its act together. It gets flooded every year. In the past decade, there have been 4 massive floods in the years of 2015, 2017, 2019 and 2023. Let's quickly throw this open to our panelists joining us live. Naveen Kumar Bhatnagar, former DIG NDRF, is live with us. Brigadier BK Khanna, former member NDMA, is joining us live. Rajalakshmi Joshi, political analyst, is live with us. Brunali Deshmukh, senior lawyer, also joins the broadcast. These are SOPs, sir, that are known and are discussed every year. The problem is that action is not taken, Rajalakshmi Joshi. Why is that? Why is that? Monsoon comes at this particular season every year. It's not that it's come early or that it's come late. It comes at this time every year. But Mumbai learns no lessons, and the authorities rather learn no lessons.
Yes, very true there. Strangely, this is something that I've been observing right from my childhood in Mumbai and the suburbs. This has been happening. This is something that has been happening over and over the years. And yet, governments come and governments go. And, the situation is almost the same, I would say. Only there are a few flooding points that have either diminished or some of them have actually increased. So firstly, let me just brief you about how the government says that they are dealing with this situation, the state government. The chief minister and the deputy chief minister, they have mentioned that the city of Mumbai and suburbs have received a very huge amount of rainfall, that is to the tune of 300 mm in 6 hours. And in fact, in a matter of 4 hours in the early morning, it was something like more than 250 mm in some parts of the city. So that is quite a huge amount for any city to actually battle. And then there are some points in Mumbai which are always some very crucial points. So these points have definitely got flooded. And now what the chief minister has said is that the railways, which is this, you could call it as the lifeline of Mumbai, the local railways, they are using more than 200 pumps themselves, and the BMC is using some 481 pumps to pump out all the water. And also then there are some pumping stations that have been made, and the Indian Railways actually some 3 years back, what they did is they have done some initiative. They've taken up an initiative with IIT Mumbai, where they made some micro tunneling under the railway tracks to get rid of this water at certain points, like especially in some areas like Sandhurst Road, etc., where you have always been seeing a lot of water logging. So there are some of these measures that have been taken, but I would say that this is something like putting a band-aid to an injury, and maybe because the reason why any of this water is getting, there is this water logging is because that water is not getting drained off in the speed in which the water is actually getting collected. So there is definitely a problem in the drainage system there. So that storm water drain is a very integral part which is supposed to be there under all the road networks. So if that is why you see that most of these roads nowadays, you see that they are waterlogged, and it was there earlier also, it is there today also. So there is this system of stormwater drainage, which definitely there is something wrong in all the metro cities, I would say, not just in Mumbai. But see, the thing is that in Mumbai, you see that there is this huge real estate development, and also there is not much focus given to the town planning at the same time. So when I say town planning, it is about how these stormwater drains, how they are going to be actually collecting water from different levels in the city. So it is the stormwater drain is supposed to go at a certain slope, and it is supposed to take the water out at a certain speed, so that they are supposed to be collecting water from different parts of the city and taking it out into the sea. So that actually, for that, You have to have the roads at a certain level, you have to have the houses at a certain level. So all of that has to be in proper coordination. So that is not happening in all the places, Uday. And to add to it, there is a lot of concretization. So, earlier, whatever water was seeping into the ground, you don't have that going into the ground. So you have this system where these cities, they are in a drought. Like you had even Delhi, you had so much of water cut. There was such a drastic situation for water, and then a few days later you see the city is flooded with water. So that is because the water level has actually gone absolutely down, because the water is not going down into the soil. So I would say that there are a few solutions to this, where you have to tackle it on a town planning level, and at the same time you have to make sure that you have a lot of rainwater harvesting systems in place in different areas. Like you have to have some holding points where you have all this water getting drained off and getting held there, perhaps, so that you have all this rainwater getting utilized in a very constructive way. And now what is happening is, in Mumbai, sometimes you have this high tide also coinciding with the heavy rain, so all of that is a big mess. And then there is this huge situation of the Mithi River again, which, for so many decades, actually, what was happening is that there was more and more encroachment there. And unfortunately, as you may see it, most people know that this has to be tackled, but then this is something that nobody wants to touch, because then these are potential, you could say, vote banks for most political parties. So people don't want to get into all those encroachment areas along the Mithi River. So all of this, it has a heavy toll on how all the water is going to get drained out. So, and I hear that there was some kind of blocks also, so that some water doesn't go
Yes.
into the Mithi River, which has actually also caused a new flooding sites, and that was happening during the earlier government. So so this is why I'm saying that this is a collective responsibility of all governments, the past, present, and whoever is going to come into the future. So you have to have this town planning intact, where you have to make sure that all these systems are in place. You cannot look at it as these things are not in isolation. Under the roads, you have a lot of services running. You have water supplies, you have sanitation, you have stormwater drainage, you have electricity, and nowadays you have all the internet services also. So all of that has to be looked at in a totality, in as a part of town planning, Uday, and that is what is lacking in most of these cities. And that actually, if that is resolved, I think that most of these flooding issues all over the country would definitely be taken care of, and I hope that that happens soon, Uday.
All right.